Now, Ryanair has launched a COVID-19 travel wallet on its app, which will allow passengers to upload negative PCR tests, COVID vaccination certificates and other COVID-19 related documents, which may be needed for EU travel this summer. And for more on all of this, we're joined now by Eoghan Corry, editor of the Air and Travel magazine. Eoghan, just briefly, first of all, explain how this might work.
Good morning, Ciara. Aviation has been looking for some sort of something to get them out of the terrible position that they're in, where international travel has been effectively come to a halt, less than 10% of what we'd normally have.
Yeah.
So they've been working on a travel passport, which shows you've been vaccinated, or it shows that it initially was designed when PCR testing was what was being talked about. It's been trialled by Emirates and Etihad. That's what IATA, the big international body, are running with. What Ryanair have done is put this facility into their app where you scan. Effectively, it's going to, at the moment, be the evidence of your PCR test, because the facts on the ground, Ciara, are it's havoc out there. People being denied boarding on flights, on Ryanair flights, travelling to Ireland.
Bits of paper, and I've heard some of the reports. But is this happening, Eoghan, more in hope or in expectation? I mean, they're putting together your COVID documentation, but what use is that going to be put through? We don't have a standardised, accepted level of testing. We don't have a standardised vaccine passport or any of those things at the moment. So is this sort of them? Is this nudge theory? They're nudging the EU here, or is this that they actually believe that this is going to be what's going to happen in terms of European travel?
You're absolutely right. It's more in hope. I mean, aviation will take anything. If they were told to get a stone and run clockwise around the airport, they'd say, "Oh, let's go with that." They wouldn't anything at all. So what they're listening to is Ursula von der Leyen, for instance, saying within a month the EU will have some sort of legislation up. That sounds very, very hopeful. What some of the countries are doing, Cyprus has decided from May they let people in who have a vaccination certificate. Greece did the same, something like that. In Spain yesterday, the tourism minister Reyes Morato at Virtual ITB said they're opening in May. They've set a target date of May the 14th in Greece, and Portugal are also talking. Northern Europe less enthusiastic, but you're absolutely right. It's going to take a long time before we get something that's internationally agreed, and every single airline...
or that NEFIT. I mean, Tony Holohan has said travel this summer is unrealistic. Something that the public health doctors will agree to is questionable. Can I ask you one last question? There have been concerns around discrimination in terms of all of this, that the vaccinated will be allowed to do stuff that the unvaccinated are not going to be allowed to do. Are they reasonable concerns, or is it simply pragmatic to discriminate at some point between the two groups?
Well, the model that people are looking at is yellow fever. When you've got your yellow fever vaccine, you can move around in Africa if you don't have it. But there's going to be all sorts of issues, especially when children are not vaccinated. And if we get back into a situation where leisure travel is open and families can't go, that's when the tourism industries will start to hurt.
Okay, look, thank you very much for giving us that good explainer there on all of that. That is Eoghan Corry, editor of Air and Travel.